What's up, y'all? My name is Ian Edwards, and welcome to the Soccer Comic Rant. I'd like to thank our producer, Aaron Brungardt, for making this shit happen. And if you're watching on YouTube at Ian Edwards or Soccer Comic Rant. And also, you could check out our merch for the podcast at the link below. Also, like and subscribe. And some of the topics we're going to cover. We're going to talk about the worst win in Manchester United's history. That performance was poorer than the village my parents grew up in Jamaica. I mean, it felt like we lost. Southampton smashing Brentford to the point that they might go back to the championship. They hit them hard. Congratulations to Southampton doing some damage. Chelsea scraping past, I forgot the name of the team, 4-1, barely scraping past a team below them in
Chesterfield.
Chesterfield, yeah, that's what it was. And speaking of scraping past, Spurs, didn't they just only win 1-0 in their match, I think? Let me go to the FA Cup.
Nah, they won 3-1. They went 1-0 behind, though, against Morecambe.
Hilarious. Why couldn't we get a Morecambe? It would have been worse if we got a Morecambe and turned in that performance, because Jesus Christ. Arsenal losing to Nottingham Forest was not a good look for Arteta and his squad. So we discussed that. And Premier League games coming up. That's this weekend, right? And aren't there...
Yeah, back to it this weekend, yeah.
Back to it this weekend. And aren't there, like today's Tuesday, aren't there some games in the Premier League? Like that was a Premier League game that Southampton played, right? A make-up Premier League game on COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, isn't Friday, they're going to be the Arsenal-Liverpool Carabao Cup game?
Something like that. I think West Ham are still playing this week as well. Maybe against Norwich. I can't remember. I can't check my phone right now. So
I'll check. Yeah, don't check your phone. I got this. Lee's driving a self-driving car, but we don't want.
And I'm parked right now, but I'm gonna have to set off soon. I'm on my way back from Manchester.
I'm confused. Thursday, Arsenal plays Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semifinal at Liverpool. So then there's that match. And then on the weekend, there's Premier League games. And then today, Southampton made up a game that Burnley, they didn't play with Burnley when teams were like postponing games because of COVID. So yeah, it's all over the place. The leagues, the cups, everything's all over the place. What a great, confusing 2022 is happening. And Neil Chakravarty might join us later. But right now we got Lee Hudson, stand-up comic from England, Southampton fan. And what up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Halfway through a journey back from Manchester. Got another couple of hours or so on the road. But hey, hands-free technology. I can set off in a moment and still carry on talking. You're going to keep me awake for my journey, so you're no pressure.
Yeah, everybody, you saved Lee's life. So tonight, so this is the Save Lee podcast episode. So what happened today? So this is a makeup game between Southampton and Burnley that was supposed to be played probably when December.
Yeah, it was meant to be just before Christmas, and they called it off because they had COVID in their squad. And this time there was rumors that Southampton were going to call it off this time because of COVID in our squad. But we played it anyway with we had a few missing, but yeah, obviously not enough missing to hurt us.
Brentford played like they really had COVID in their squad based on this 4-1 drubbing. So how'd the game go down? Because I didn't get a chance to see this or check out the highlights. Because I didn't know there was a game today until my homie in England told me.
Yeah. We changed the system around a little bit because we didn't have any right backs because Walker Peters is suspended, Jan Valery's suspended. we got some COVID in the squad still as well. So, yeah, that wasn't great. Obviously, Livramento's injured right now too. So, yeah, all our right backs are out. So we're missing some. But yeah, we started well. We went 1-0 up, and then Brentford equalised pretty quickly, which I always expect. Like when Southampton take a lead, I always know we're going to give it back at some point.
Why is that? What's going on that y'all are giving up leads?
I don't know. We just do it for fun. Like since Hudson has been in charge, I think we've given away the most points from winning positions out of all the other clubs in the division. Yeah, I mean, today we didn't do that though. We actually fought back. I mean, even the game the other week against West Ham, where we kept getting a goal in front and they kept equalising, then we won 3-2. It was unlike us. And yeah, to actually see us demolish a team today was crazy, because at home this season, we've not scored more than 2 goals. That's the first time we've scored more than 2 at home, which we should be doing more often. But yeah, to do it against a team like Brentford, who've been solid for a lot of the season, taking advantage of their dip in form was quite nice. So yeah, it's good to see us do that and actually really put a team away.
It's tough to say that, this is an impressive performance against a team that just got promoted. But the way Brentford has been carrying on this season, like 4-1 against Brentford, we're talking about a team that Man City almost dropped points to. We're talking about a team, I think they took points from Chelsea and they took points from Liverpool. So, I'm worried as a Man United fan about playing them, especially down at Brentford. So the fact that y'all smashed them is like 4-1. It might be your best result of the season so far. And yeah, y'all really treated them like, oh, you guys are from the championship. And Brentford played like they still had COVID and they should have called off this game. Like based on
it was our new owner's first home game as well. So
the
people around him need to say, like, don't get used to this, man. It's not like this every week. But what I will say, the guy who left Brentford in December, their ex-sporting director, he's probably watching that thinking, I made the right decision.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah. So that was weird, too. For the first game, since you did the new owner and the appointment of the Brentford ex, what's that guy's title? Like technical director?
He was sporting director, yeah.
Sporting director to be Southampton versus Brentford. So that's pretty...
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was their first home game and their first league game. We played Swansea in the FA Cup at the weekend without. That was technically their first game as owners of the club.
Oh, okay, so they had practice, but it was an FA Cup game?
Yeah, and it was away. It was in Wales.
Right, and this one's your first home one. Yeah. All right, so happy 22 new owner. And Bro just scored.
Yeah, every goal he scores, I keep getting worried that Chelsea will come and like cancel his loan this season or something because they want a backup striker.
I mean, what's to worry about? It's going to happen anyway. Like, don't even worry about it.
I want him till the end of the season at least.
I feel like they'll lead until the end of the season. That would be weird I mean, I've just never seen that. Have you ever seen that? Like a team, like above another team, just snatch up their loanee? I can't remember that ever really happening.
I think it's happened before. There's a financial penalty for it. Like there's clauses in the contract that say if you take him back early, you have to pay this amount of money. But yeah, I'm hoping because Lukaku and Werner are both like playing again now that they won't. But I don't think we're going to have him any longer than this season. I think they definitely want him back for next season.
Yeah.
He's coping. He's thriving in the Premier League, and that's I hate to call us it, but in an average team.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, you're right. They average.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a realist.
Yeah, you're a realist. Good. That'll help you get you through all this. Look, Man United is average too, and I'm admitting it, and that helps me cope with them being average. So we're all in the same boat. We both root for average teams right now. Like, who am I kidding? after that performance. After the last few performances. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So that's good. And who you got at the weekend? Let me see. I'll look it up. Who does Southampton got this weekend?
Hey guys.
What up, Neil?
Hey, I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Hello.
Hey, Lee.
What up is
Oh, this is cool.
Neil?
Wait, is this the car station? You're actually moving?
Yeah, I'm going up. It's all on the hands-free. I'm
Okay.
I'm good. It's all car speakers, Bluetooth,
Just
magic of Bluetooth.
Just tell him you got a flying car, bro. just all right.
You got a Tesla?
There's something.
I haven't got Tesla money yet. That's that's a way off.
Well, he's balling. He didn't tell us. He got a flying car, bro. He's one of the 7 people. Him, Elon. What's his name from Virgin, and
Branson.
Branson. Yeah, I was gonna say Bronson. I know it was something.
Bezos.
Bezos. Yeah.
Rogan.
Yeah, they got flying cars. They just fly them at night, so we can't. We forcefully into the situation right now.
I'm at least flying today.
Yeah.
4-1.
Like,
that doesn't happen every day.
Yeah. I know he was.
Well, your boy helped us.
I know. I was like, he should have had an assist pretty early on. He flashed across, and I was like, oh man.
I should have figured that Neil would have watched that game. I didn't even know it was on. A friend of mine in England was like, I'm trying to find the Burnley Southampton game. I'm like, why? He said, it's on. And then we also talked about in that
Brentford, yeah,
the Brentford.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew it was on. But you didn't even have to. You were in the know, 100%.
It wasn't live on TV here.
Oh, it wasn't?
Yeah, like after the show I did tonight, I sat and watched like the highlights on my phone because they posted the goals afterwards, but there wasn't any live coverage
at all.
I've seen the goals and some of the chances, but that was it.
Yeah,
because it was a rescheduled game. It wasn't like scheduled for TV.
But was it like rescheduled very late? Like, did you guys have like very late notice to play this game? Because I didn't get anything about it.
We had about a week's notice,
a
week or so, yeah.
Okay.
Neil, what did you watch it on? Peacock or?
This was YouTube TV.
YouTube TV, yeah, for YouTube TV, but USA.
Yes, I think you're right.
USA Network. Yeah. So that's why I can't move back to England. I keep saying this, like I could have watched that game easily if I'd have known about it. You knew about it, and you still couldn't watch it.
Yeah, you guys get way more. Yeah, you guys get way more live English football than we do, which is pretty cruel, to be honest.
Hey man,
they're trying to make us. They're trying to make us go to the games.
Shit, they're gonna make
you guys can't.
They're gonna make you go to another country to watch the games. As they keep this up.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Or just get a VPN.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand that strategy because I think that strategy was for the 70s or the 80s.
Yeah, it's an old rule. A really old rule.
I mean, how you like, there's like so many fans. Your fan base isn't just the people who are watching the stadium, the TV, the game aren't just the ones that live around the stadium.
Wait till they start forcing us in America to go to the games.
To go to the pub.
to go to the games. Like they'll do something. They'll do something to mess this up. As good as we have it now.
They'll just keep sending you those shitty preseason tours.
Well, even that's on hold right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I didn't mind those tours. I went to one where Real Madrid came to UCLA and we watched them like work out.
Yeah.
And it was right after Spain won the World Cup, and it was like just ballers on that team.
Yeah, I watched Chelsea play Liverpool at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
and I think that was Antonio Conte's first game in charge because it's the first game of the preseason.
Oh, that landed right in your backyard, pretty much. You can't.
Yeah.
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 That's a dream.
Tottenham legend Antonio Conte.
And there are people fighting, like Chelsea Liverpool fans are fighting even here, like at the Rose Bowl.
That's some wannabe shit. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, people are like throwing hands.
yeah, like I grew up in Long Island, and we wanted to be Brooklyn so bad. We always fought just to be as hard as Brooklyn, and that's like, you're fighting at the Rose Bowl. Come on,
Yeah.
the teams ain't even from here, bro. Calm down. We get it. They
And like
don't even. The fans in England don't even fight like that no more. It's before the game in the town center.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get it right.
Yeah.
So you got Wolves on the weekend on Saturday. League.
That's away as well. Because I remember we played them at home. We lost 1-0 at home.
Good luck.
I mean, that's the way I think Wolves games go. Like, it's either a 1-0 or 0-0 or a 1-0 the other way.
Yeah.
They're very conservative. And I think they started the season all guns blazing. And that didn't work out for the first couple of games. And then he just shut shop, the new manager. And they've been very stingy. Defensively, they've been really good. But they've also done pretty much nothing in attack.
Yeah, let's just hope Southampton didn't blow all their goals for the week against Brentford and that they saved some, or else, because
we've been to some tough teams this year and got wins there. Like, we won against West Ham away, which was an upset. Didn't think we'd get anything there. So we it's not beyond us to get a result, but I mean, just on form and the table, like you've got to make Wolves favourites for it.
Yeah, they're plus they're home, so yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, here's the thing: you've conceded 16 more goals than them, but you've also scored 10 more goals. So it's fine margins, Lee.
Is it? Because they're 8th, and we're Southampton. Southampton's 11th.
I mean, they're 4 points behind.
4 points behind.
It's if you guys can be solid at the back, I think you have a shot.
Yeah, just play 9 defenders. And just do what they do. They're gonna clog up the midfield. I see in this game against Brentford, you clogged up the midfield. You played 3 at the back, and then it was like 9 midfielders. So just do the same shit.
Yeah, we played kind of like a 3-4-3 for this game because we had no right backs. I haven't seen it yet, but based on the lineup, it looked like Ward-Prowse was playing as like a right wing back.
He was like a middle. Let me see.
Yeah, or it might have been Redmond on the right then, with 3 in the middle. Because I know Romeu and Diallo played, who are both centre midfielders, and Ward-Prowse filled in at right back against Swansea when Valerie got sent off the weekend. So I didn't know if he was there. I know Salisu Bednarek.
You had 5 in the middle. You had Teller. Ward-Prowse played. He played inside, outside, right midfield, and Romeo played center midfield, and Diallo played inside, outside, middle, left fielder, and then Perraud played left midfield.
I think Perraud was the wing back.
He's normally a left back, but he's attacking. So yeah, left wing back.
But the way they played, the way they lined them up, the backs were lined up as midfielders.
Yeah,
but,
kind of like
which
a
3-5-2. 5 across the middle. Yeah, but that's what I was like. But yeah, it's just you guys knew where, because Brentford is tough, and they will like win the ball in the middle and out hustle you, and you needed to like load it up.
And Brentford also, like, they had their 3 at the back and 2 up top, so it was pretty. Both teams are kind of like mashed up.
Yeah, it's suited us to switch to that system today because we weren't going to get hurt in the wide areas because they only if they were like 4-3-3 or something, it might have exposed us a little bit, but it actually suited us to match their system up with no right backs. But luckily Walker-Peters will be back from suspension this weekend, so we can go back to a back 4 if we need to.
freshly rested. Whatchamacallit? One thing I do like about Brentford is not just like their pressure and how hard they play. I don't know how hard they played this game. Maybe I'll check out this game later on tonight after the podcast, after I get back from my show. But the football IQ of Ivan Toney is through the charts, and it's growing. Like, there's things he does without when he does get the ball, even if he's not in a scoring position, like the balls he lays off to his teammates, it's pretty impressive. Like his finesse level and on top of his strength. So
yeah, he holds the ball up well. He brings teammates into play well. He creates chances for others. Like, I don't think he scored as many as he probably would like to score this season.
Right.
But he always occupies centre backs. He always creates problems, and then he makes space for his teammates, and he gives the ball to his teammates as well. So he's really unselfish.
Yeah, he's a good footballer, man.
Yeah, I like him.
Neil, how you feel about your scraping by? What was it, Lee?
Chesterfield.
Yeah, in the FA Cup.
That was a fun game to watch for about 60 minutes.
Why?
Because you got to see a few folks showing off a little bit. We got the first sighting of a third goalkeeper, Marcus Bettinelli, and man of the match, Lewis Hall, again, the kid who, even I don't know a lot about, because he's had such a meteoric rise in the last 12 months. He's played across 5 age groups just this season itself.
He actually looks like a child as well still.
Yeah. And even like his post-match interview, he was so like he couldn't even face the camera. He's like looking down, looking up. So, and he played.
Voice still hasn't broken yet. A little bit of acne.
Yeah. Tuchel actually after the game said, "Oh, he did an interview," because I've never heard him say a word in training.
I know he must be like terrified to just be in the presence of those players. I'm like, I ain't gonna say the wrong thing. I'll just shut up and then like my plane be talking. But he should shine against Chesterfield though.
That's true, but also what it means is because he played as a left-sided centre back. He typically plays as a left midfielder for the youth team, but he's also played as a left wing back a lot. And considering the way we are with our left wing backs right now, with Alonso being the only person there, and it seems like none of the options we are trying to target in the transfer market, nothing is working out. This might actually be an opportunity where he gets some minutes, gets a few games, and who knows what he can do against bigger opposition.
To me, Sarr is doing better than you give him credit for a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think Sarr. It's just that Sarr seems like the kind of defender who, even if he's having a good game, he has a mistake or two in him. Yeah, and we're just not used to seeing that at Chelsea for a while. So
he does have mistake face.
Yeah,
he has Rudiger under Lampard face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, but hopefully,
Rudiger pre-Tuchel, because Rudiger always had that.
Yeah.
Even under Sarri. Yeah.
And then how was Saul this game?
Saul was good. Actually, not just this game, like even the Tottenham game. That's what I really want to talk about. Like Saul versus Spurs. I think this was his best game at Chelsea. He kind of showed the kind of Saul that he had been at Atletico.
Against Chesterfield.
No, against Tottenham in the semi-final of the League Cup.
Okay.
That was a strong Tottenham team as well. He didn't put the reserves out in that one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you all treated that Tottenham team like they were Chesterfield. Jesus Christ.
I actually really, like, when I saw the teams, I really thought that, and the way the game went, I was like, well, Tottenham's never winning anything, because this was their chance. Like, physically, we are on the ropes. We are playing a back four for the first time under Tuchel. And apparently the decision was made like less than 24 hours before. So they didn't have a lot of time to train on it. And the team's form hasn't been great. Tottenham look like they're in top form. They're playing the best team. But that first half, there was only one team on the pitch, and Saul was very important.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, the reason why I didn't rate the team when it came up was because it had people like Saul on the pitch. But
You have no faith.
I mean, the two times we've seen Saul in the Premier League, he had to be subbed off at halftime both times.
I know, but he's a footballer. He's got to catch on at some point. You know.
Yeah, but who was to know that was going to happen before that game, or do you have to wait a few more games?
To be fair though, like it probably takes some time to like he's played his whole career under Simeone. Like that's like someone coming out of prison and having to adapt to real life. Like on the outside, like he's on the outside now. Like they're like bro, Simeone can't hurt you anymore. Like you're not gonna get beaten after training or anything. Like you can chill, like you can relax, you can play football now.
Your kids are with you. Your kids are with you. Yeah.
Neil, he's a rescue, and sometimes rescues, they
actually now that you say that, he does put on random shit on Instagram that you wouldn't expect a normal professional footballer to put up. Like even the tiniest of things, I think really excites him about life outside.
Yeah. He's bragging about bread and butter sandwiches.
Yeah. He can't wait.
Just discovered avocado toast. with egg. And then they just unleash Lukaku on poor Chesterfield. Like Chesterfield doesn't have anybody on that level.
But actually, Chesterfield did well. Like in the second half, I mean, of course, we made a lot of changes at halftime, and I think the last 30 minutes we played with one recognized defender, which is Malansar. But Chesterfield did well. They didn't just roll over after that 4-0 at halftime.
I mean, you couldn't do worse. I mean, they didn't roll over, and I'm sure Chelsea wasn't as aggressive after the game was won.
Yeah, that's true, and we're kind of out of shape. But I was expecting a few more goals. Actually, the second half, the only goal we got was the penalty, and they actually scored, which was an amazing moment. Like it was like they had won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And the Chesterfield support. It was probably a great day out for them.
Yeah, it puts things into perspective, right? Doesn't it? Like what football means to people in the lower division. Like, they lost 5-1, but they celebrated the 1 as if they won 5-1. Like it's huge for them, those players, to score against like the name brand of Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean they were non-league, and I think it was a great day for the club. Chelsea actually hosted all levels of that club, from under 8s up all the way up to the
What do you
senior
mean
team.
hosted?
So the senior team was anyways going to play their senior team, but every other level of the club from under 8 all the way up, they had over around I think 700 staff and players over to play. Games of football.
So you just beat them on all levels all day. Damn. Oh shit. That's what you mean. So you beat their under 8s, you beat their under 17s, you beat their under 23s, you beat their adult squad, and send them home. Go home, Chesterfield. Enough already. But good for them. They'll probably lose their next non-league match because they're all going to be still drunk from celebrating that one goal.
One goal,
yeah. It's still in the pub. We scored 1 against Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know who you're talking to? I'm a part of that team that lost 5-1 to Chelsea. So watch your mouth.
The coach seemed a little like he was meandering around like Ted Lasso too. So I don't know if he's a real coach.
Speaking of which, I got an iPad, so I think I can access Apple TV and check out Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
So I'll check it out. Who you got in? See who Chelsea got in the league. You got Man City, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about that?
Well, we got to get rid of Tottenham in the second leg tomorrow first, and then we can. Because that's
so your
important.
second leg is tomorrow.
Yeah.
What time? FA in the
should be
Carabao
the
Cup?
same noon or just before noon.
There's so many screens I'm switching to.
It's
Yeah.
11:45. Yeah.
Shit.
So.
Damn.
That is
All right.
important.
So you won the first game 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the danger with this game.
Yeah.
You beat them like it was more than 2-0, but it was only 2-0.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah.
So now they're home, and this could be a different Tottenham. It is Conte.
Mm-hmm.
The team underperformed. Like I've been watching Tottenham since they've had him, and they've been doing a pretty good job. I don't know what happened this game. It didn't like the teams that I've been watching, and there's a lot at stake. So this might not be easy, bro.
No, I agree. I mean, 2-0 isn't something that can't be overturned, which is why like some of the big chances that I missed is it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But it's still 2-0, and it's still Tottenham, and it's still 3-point lane.
How do you feel? How do you feel about your personnel available? Because you were worried about your personnel available. You said this is an unfair game based on our personnel available, and then you outplayed them. So now, how do you feel about your personnel available?
I don't know has anybody come back? Well, they got a little bit of a rest because not everybody played against Chesterfield, which is good because, I mean, the schedule before that, I think we had a month and a half of playing every 3 days. So these guys got a little bit of a breather against Chesterfield. So that way we should be fine. I think Thiago Silva and Conte, they were both COVID positive. As per the latest from Silva's wife's Instagram, he is now negative, but I don't think he's still, I think he needs to wait for another negative test. So I don't know if there's enough time for him to train with the team.
Is that COVID negative, or I'm going to let you go out? Wife negative.
I mean, based on what I've seen, because I've been following her Instagram for a while, he is the
Lee, has you ever seen someone like because you just mentioned following Sal Nigga's Instagram, right? And then now you're talking about you follow not only Thiago Silva but his wife Instagram. You're looking for tips.
Her wife is a legend. Like I've never seen somebody. I've never seen somebody.
I gotta go to her.
I've never seen somebody as passionate about a new club and as
for real,
visibly passionate about a new club. I don't even get the language. Like they keep speaking Portuguese, but I can figure out that they're
translation.
Bad. Yeah, sometimes I do that, but they're like just nuts over like the way they watch a Chelsea game is the way I watch a Chelsea game.
Oh shit!
And they're like losing their shit over every small thing. So much so that last season, when the first leg against Real Madrid in the semifinal, and Timo Werner was missing all those chances, she started cussing Werner the hell out.
Oh shit!
And apparently Silva had to apologize to Werner after. And
that's great. Make her already nervous Timo Werner more nervous by having your wife curse him.
And then Werner scores in the return leg, and Belle Silva, she's like, "See, I told you, I know you can do it. I know you can do it, so that's why I was expecting it off you."
So it's Belle Silva.
Belle Silva.
Bellsi.
Belle. Silva. And but like the whole Silva family, they have a couple of kids. They're super funny too. He almost started a transfer rumor of like when the whole Haaland Lukaku thing was going on, because he was putting off kind of hints, and a lot of Chelsea fans who were equally as desperate for any information started actually requesting him to have a word, as if he has any say in anything. He's an 8-year-old, 12-year-old.
Why does one of his kids look like the first Ronaldo and the other one looks like Luis Suarez?
Yeah, they're all South American.
Yeah. Yeah. Bella's having fun with it. She got more followers than I can imagine.
I'm just driving past Villa Park right now.
Oh, get out of here!
Oh, cool.
That's where we're gonna be at. That's where we're gonna be at this weekend, I hope. And
return fixture already.
Yeah, I know.
After the FA Cup.
You can't possibly play.
See out my window right now, just going through Birmingham.
You can't possibly play any worse. So if
the
result is any,
how much you want to bet on that?
I mean, you guys won playing that bad. So
what?
I mean, you guys won playing that bad. So I feel like, anything, you can only win from here on.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Lee?
On another day, Villa scored a couple of goals in that performance, though.
But so many times I've heard that about this United, like they don't play well, but they scrape the win. So
it's listen, I'm not going to panic about it. I remember when Tuchel first got to Chelsea, a lot of those performances weren't great, but they had a bunch of ties and a bunch of like 1-0 wins, and it's just that not because Chelsea won the FA Cup, the Champions League, you kind of forget those individual games. But I didn't even want to get to United yet, but it's just like you had those leaks in the paper, which you could say they're just phony leaks and journalists trying to make money. But then you see the way we're playing, and it kind of matches the leaks, as much as you don't want to believe all the leaks. And even if you don't want to believe all the leaks, like, there's something weird going on here. There's definitely something weird going on at United. And it's even in the areas of the pitch where we're supposed to have some of the best players in the world. And that's the weird part. Like the attacking cohesiveness is non-existent. And I think after I watched the game yesterday, I was like, I wonder if we had more incompleted passes than we had completed passes yesterday, because we gave that ball away like it was a hot potato. And then also we're just lucky that Aston Villa was also kind of doing that. But it's just like, I don't know, we've looked that way under Ollie, and now we're looking that way under Ragnick. And, we started the game out like pretty strong versus Villa, and then we kind of tapered off. And I'm just trying to figure out ways in my head for the reason for it. Even though Fred and McTominay were responsible for the first goal, which was the only goal, they're still also responsible for losing the ball throughout the game, and not making better decisions on it. But everybody was giving away the ball. So you can't even say Ragnick's system doesn't work. It's like there's just basic things people aren't doing. And maybe the intensity of training, they're not used to the intensity of training and then playing hard after being tired from training. There's players that we paid for that cost a lot of money, but might not have the skill level for the money that we paid for them. And then that's the confusing part. We're just judging them on how much we paid for them. And but there's definitely a lot of work to be done, and it's not going to happen in a few weeks. And also, it makes how we're playing now kind of makes people respect Ollie more. Everybody looks at Ollie like what happened in the last month of Ollie. But the team that came second last year didn't have Ronaldo, didn't have Sancho, didn't have Varane, and always has a Pogba that's kind of injured, and had a that has an injury that makes him miss a certain amount of games. That has a Rashford playing with a shoulder injury. And speaking of Rashford, even this game, like I just want him to get his shoulder injury back, because he didn't play this bad when his shoulder was injured. So if there's any way to break a motherfucker's shoulder, let me know, because he played better with that injury. Because he's definitely kind of regressed his decision making. I've been talking about it for weeks, about his decision making, and then just his heart, like on that shot from Greenwood, just not being ready to run for the rebound on that. That was poor. And it's just, it's just, it was the only game that day, and the performance was terrible. What did you guys think of it? Because I know, Lee, you were home, you were going to eat some food and watch it. Like, so how, like, disappointed were you at the end of that movie?
Well, like the first half, I was paying attention. The second half, I just started scrolling through my phone. But no, like the first half was interesting because like you started pretty well. You were pretty bright from the off, scored the goal, and then all of a sudden, like it just fired Villa up, and then you started making mistakes. Lindelof fucked up with that ball over the top, and Watkins cut inside and hit the bar. And like McGinn had a decent chance as well. But then you seem to actually finish the half quite strong. Like the last 5-10 minutes of the half, you created some chances again. You put them under a little bit of pressure, but then second half was just a bad game of football to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely a phone scroller.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes could go by, and you're like, oh, I haven't been watching the game for the last 10 minutes, sitting in front of the TV. So
nothing's happened though, so it's fine.
Right. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. So, but I'm gonna hang in there, and we play Villa again in the league. Let me see what day that is. Go back. Manchester United on Saturday at Villa at the stadium you just passed. And it's going to be tough because Gerrard teams come with energy. Like Ragnar was saying that they flooded the midfield. He said he converted to a diamond towards the end with Donny in there, and that gave him some control. And it's like...
And he is right. That did give, I think the last 10-15 minutes, there was a lot of control from United.
Yeah. And the funny thing, it was like time-killing control. So we didn't take all the opportunities to score.
Yeah.
I
think Ragnar is still just figuring out the squad, figuring out who can play in which role. Like even your forwards, you have obviously Ronaldo, Cavani, Rashford, Sancho, Martial, and Bruno maybe just sitting off them, but
he kind of played Bruno like a forward alongside Cavani, didn't he? Really, because it was
exactly
like Greenwood on the right, Rashford on the left, both cutting in inverted with the fullbacks getting around them, and then Bruno either was up top with Cavani or dropping in. He sort of mixed it up.
And he's also played, I think in one of the earlier games, he played Bruno way deeper, like in the first two in the pivot. So I think even in Bruno's been a little up and down because he is the most important player right now, I feel, going forward for United. But he's the new manager, the new style, they're all adjusting to each other. So
Ranić's trying to figure out where he can fit those pieces in, isn't he, in terms of personnel?
Yeah. So I won't panic. And it's like, to me, this is like the Wolves game. We could have won the Wolves game, or we could have tied the Wolves game, but we lost the Wolves game. It's like there's going to be games like that until everybody just all of a sudden gets it. But there is some bad mood going on amongst the players. I don't know why. And You know, I don't know if it's the reasons that it's leaked in the press. It's tough for Donny when he does come in because he has to prove so much in such a short amount of time that it kind of fucks with you mentally when you get on the pitch. You know, you know, if I don't have good moments now, I'm going to be on the bench for the next 5 games. And that's a lot to play with that. You know, there's no confidence that he'll get more time. And he's had good games and then still been put on the bench. So it's just, it, it's rough.
It's a giant troll job. Like the fact that McFred still keeps appearing on the team sheet every day.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was watching like a video blog from Stephen Hudson, and he was saying like, from what he's hearing is like those guys win the ball, but those guys also give away the ball. So, but they win the ball more than Donny does. So that's the issue. But to me, I would just play Donny. Go ahead.
I have a feeling that Rangnick is actually looking towards the long term because he's avoided doing any short-term fixes, at least in the 1 month we've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
He is trying to implement his four at the back, two-man pivot, 2-2, and he's going about it in a very, I'll try, if nothing works, then I'll try somebody else there. I know I don't have the best deep midfielders, but I'm not gonna use somebody else just for the heck of it. I need ball winners there, so I will play ball winners in those positions, even if they might not be the best quality, because then once the team learns the system and to play with those people in pivot, in summer it's going to be easy to replace those roles with higher quality. Okay. I mean, it's a gamble strategy though, because you're not gonna get quick bursts of wins and points, or like the team isn't gonna look as good right away. So but he's probably looking at it in the long term that I want to set this team up for success next season.
I mean, good luck, Rangnick. Because it's a hard watch. It's a hard watch, but I just hope one day it's like stand up. Like some days you're like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah,
everything is not working, but I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but it's just not working. It's just not translating. And then one day or little by little, it starts to click and translate. And then you're like, all right, I wasn't crazy. But so I understand that from a stand-up comic point of view. Like you could do everything, but sometimes things just take time. You can't skip steps. You can't skip levels. It just is what it is. So maybe that's why I'm more patient than other people and watch.
Who are these people who are not patient though? Like, what is the other option? You're not going to sack Rangnick.
I mean,
you got to be patient.
You better believe there's people who already want sacked.
But like, I don't get it. Like, what do they think is going to happen?
Because everybody's looking at what Tuchel did, and they feel like he did it immediately. They're not looking at like some of your results weren't great. It's not that you weren't even great. It's just the way you played wasn't great. And he did weird shit where you weren't scoring, but he wouldn't play Tammy. And you could look at.
But again, like he stuck to his guns, and again, the same thing that I'm saying. He felt he wanted to play a certain. I didn't agree with the fact that he was not playing Tammy, but he was like, I'm getting the results right now, and I know the kind of profile of player I want later on, and I'll buy that in the summer. I don't want to have to fix two issues at the same time. But also, I've always felt like even before Rangnick came in that Chelsea at that point are further along the way in the image of what Tuchel would want to play than where United was in the image of what Rangnick wants to play. So, I mean, if United really wanted a short-term fix, they should have gone and hired Antonio Conte. So you can't have it both ways. Like if you,
I'm good with it. It's the
yeah,
fans that aren't
yeah.
good with it, you know.
And I mean, you're like, as I keep saying, your aim is to finish in the top four this season, right?
But it feels like we might not.
But you're 4 points off top four with a game in hand. There is no clear fourth team, best team in the league. So it's up for grabs.
Nah, Chelsea, I mean, my bad. Arsenal and Spurs look way better than us. That's just the
I don't
way
think they
play.
look way better because we look way better and they're not as good as us. So
No,
I think there is
still...
still...
That was one game. Like, you tell me that after you play them tomorrow and if they play different. But they got this jailbreak shit going on. They've been like springing on people. And there were some games, they like one of their last games, I think it was against Watford, they scored last minute.
Yeah.
And Watford should have got a penalty. But Conte's new there too. But I don't know. They're getting enough results to worry Manchester United fans into thinking, oh shit, we might not get. And Arsenal definitely. And I think the only stumbling thing they did was lose to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. But Arsenal definitely, a team none of us thought would finish in the top six, is like, they're chipping away. They're going forward. And,
I feel like if the gap goes up to 5 points or so, with equal number of games, then you need to worry. But
yeah. And then the players have to play knowing that the gap is there, and that might chip away at their confidence. Like yesterday on the field, like in the midfield, like, you know how Maguire doesn't play like a captain. He gets scared sometimes. Like, you could see United players like losing confidence in their skills on certain plays.
Yeah.
And giving up the ball. And that was hard to watch. You know? Like, these motherfuckers are supposed to be your heroes.
Oh, by the way, Harry Maguire reminds me, against Chesterfield, the highlight of the game was Harry Maguire's brother came on.
Oh, shit.
And he looks just as advertised.
I had to scout Chesterfield once.
Oh, really?
They had, this was 2 or 3 years ago maybe, and they had Harry Maguire's brother playing at the back and Steven Gerrard's cousin.
Oh, shit.
Anthony Gerrard, I think it is.
Okay. This is Lawrence Maguire.
They had both of them in the team. Yeah, Lawrence was in there as well. So it's quite funny. Seeing the two of them.
How old is
and Lawrence is a left-footed centre-back as well.
And
a big left-footed centre-back.
He has the same proportions of forehead to rest of body.
Yeah.
How old is Harry Maguire's brother?
I mean, he looked in his early
20s.
I think he's younger.
A couple of years younger maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like Harry Maguire's brother, like, if I'm supposed to describe him skill-wise, is like Phil Jones level. Like, if I'm just to guess.
Phil Jones. I mean, he came on pretty late, so.
Damn, he didn't even.
It's not like he's a starter, or maybe, I don't know, maybe he's being rested. You know.
He was a starter when I used to watch, when I scouted them. So maybe his career's going backwards there.
And so he's been at Chesterfield for a minute.
Yeah, he's been there a few seasons.
Right.
Yeah, he's been there. Apparently, he's been there since 2015. He's played on 114 games.
If I remember rightly, he was at like Loughborough before that or something.
He was on loan to this team called AFC Fylde. I don't know.
Fylde, yeah.
Pronouncing it right. Yeah.
And is this is Chesterfield non-league? Is that what they are? Well, what league?
Yeah, they're currently in the National League, which is the 5th division, the one below League 2, but they used to be in League 2 for a while.
Oh, okay. All right, good for him. Fuck it. What can I say?
Apparently, they have another brother called Joe Maguire who plays for Ilkeston.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you think about your chances, Chelsea versus Lee? What do you think about Neil's chances, Man City versus Chelsea?
I mean, like, City have to be favourites based on form and the quality of their squad, but you can never rule out Chelsea in those games because Tuchel he'll have a plan. He'll have a plan to do something to combat them. I think he knows he needs to be more reactive than maybe in other games where Chelsea could take the impetus. So I think Man City will win because they're just ridiculous at the moment. But it's not out the realms of possibility that Chelsea will go there and take a result. So I don't really know. Like it could go any which way. But yeah, you got to have City as favourites.
And Neil, did you state how you feel about this game?
No, I was focusing more on beating Spurs and how happy that made me feel. I mean, along the lines of what Lee just said, that City, you expect City to be the favorites, but yeah, I think we'll give them a good game. And, if we are clinical in our finishing, that's what it boils down to, I feel like, with this team. I think we have most of the pieces in place.
Right.
It's unfortunate that the wingbacks have been taken out of the equation because I really felt we were building a very...
Unfortunate for who? Not for Man City.
Not for the rest of the league. But I really felt like, we're building a team which were able to dominate opponents. With kind of like a cheat code with what the wingbacks were doing up and down the pitch, but that's gone with Aspi and Alonso. The fact that they are, they're pretty slow, which means if they go, there's restrictions, there's limitations to what they can do. So I don't know. I feel we give them a good game. Now? Reece James was supposed to be 6 weeks, and it's been 2 weeks. So another month. I hope he's back before the Champions League knockouts, because I think at this point the league is kind of done. Unless both Chelsea and Liverpool beat City. But even then, we have to be perfect everywhere else. I just don't see that happening. But at least Champions League, if Reece is back by then, and we get that left back. We are in a bizarre scenario right now where we're having to pay to get our own player back, Emerson from Lyon.
That serves you right. You've been disrespectful to Emerson, and you should have never let him go.
And I don't understand, because we had to let him go because you don't want to keep 3 left wing backs on your books because one person's going to be unhappy. But apparently Emerson is Tuchel's first choice. If you believe that, Tuchel only played him for...
Now he is.
Tuchel only, like in terms of, getting somebody from the market, because apparently they don't want to pay to buy somebody permanently and then be stuck with an option that you don't quite like.
Right.
So they want to get Emerson in, but Tuchel gave Emerson a grand total of 2 minutes.
Damn.
In last season. Like he got him on in the 89th minute versus Atletico and Porto. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't been following Emerson at Lyon. People say that he's been doing fairly
You're following Silva's wife, but you ain't following Emerson at Lyon?
Because I have hope of Silva doing better. Like, I gave up on Emerson. So...
look who's back.
They've been talking about getting Ian Maatsen from Coventry back on loan too. He's a kid, but again, I don't think he's physically ready for the Premier League. So
that's who we've got in the next round of the FA Cup.
Oh, Coventry! Oh, damn, that'd be a good game to watch.
It'll be a Cobham reunion.
Cobham reunions all over the place.
Yeah. Simeon's been on the bench for us for a few games now as well. He's still not come on in the first team game, but he's around there.
Right. We have Peterborough, so we are gonna face our old. I don't know if you guys remember this name. The guy called Jordan Houghton. He was he didn't his career went nowhere, but no, I think it's
man, he's at where is he?
Plymouth, not Peterborough. Plymouth?
Hey, man, he's at Plymouth. Plymouth, all right? Disrespectful.
I'm still here, by the way. I just had to turn my light out because I'm on dark roads now. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What do you guys think of back in the Premier League? And it's probably the last thing we'll talk about. Tottenham versus Arsenal this weekend, from what I'm seeing on this calendar. And that's on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
It can't go any worse for Tottenham than the last North London derby, really, can it? So.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that game was. Now they're home. First, Tottenham has to play Chelsea. Is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
And then on the weekend, they have to play Arsenal.
Awesome.
So
that game kind of felt like the turning point for Arsenal. Like that felt like one of the games that like sparked their season.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
Arsenal, meanwhile, have to play Liverpool in that game, which is a little controversial right now with the whole rescheduling thing. But with Klopp having said that there were
they have to play on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
So then their schedule's not that easy too. They have to play Liverpool Thursday, and then on Sunday they play Spurs. And Spurs has like one more day recovery.
Yeah.
So if Arsenal loses to Spurs, they'll be like, well, Spurs had one more day recovery.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arsenal has a tough end of the week coming up. But so does Spurs.
And Spurs are without Heung-min Son, who's out for a couple of weeks.
Right.
He picked up an injury during our game.
They'll just play Bergwijn.
They're looking to sell Bergwijn.
I mean,
from what I hear.
Moore is the one who stepped up, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's looking good under Conte.
I heard Ndombele wants out, or they're looking to move him. Like he's not like, and then we always talk about Dele Alli, and it's just not like Conte stopped putting him in the games from what I see. So crazy. Like you just don't know why people aren't playing, but it's funny. It's like we always like shit on Mourinho, but when he's done with a player, normally the coaches that come after are usually done, see what he was saying about that player. The only player he's been wrong about recently was like Luke Shaw. But
talking of Mourinho, we got to mention that Roma Juve game from the weekend.
Oh yeah.
That was a crazy game.
That was nuts. Roma 3-1 up, 69th minute, and by the 77th minute they're 4-3 down.
Damn.
And then miss a penalty as well.
They didn't. So I read like something that Mourinho said about that game, but it's the media. So I needed to look up like what he really said, because he seemed like he was like let me just throw away this locker room. Anything that anybody who believed in me in this locker room, let me just ruin that too, based on what the media said.
He called them mentally weak, didn't he, and stuff, I think.
But you're their coach. You're responsible. You can't.
Yeah, he's called the last 4 teams that he managed mentally weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did that go, Mourinho? Not good. So why would you do that? I feel like
I feel with Mourinho, he just can't take the fact that he and his teams aren't what they used to be. And obviously it has to be somebody else's fault if that is the case.
Yeah, he wants to separate the bad results from him as a coach. And it's not a good look to do that. Like
he's not ready to accept that he's Claudio Ranieri right now.
Yeah, it's hilarious. If Mourinho was on the Titanic and it sank 4 times, that motherfucker would get off. Like he's not going down with the ship.
Oh yeah.
He's jumping in one of them side boats and bouncing.
He's the guy. I mean, we had that character in the movie, right?
What?
He's the guy who takes the
owner
takes
did.
The boat that takes the boat that's meant for the women and the kids.
Yeah, but he's not like the band.
Yeah.
He's not like the band. The band went
He in the
down,
band, yeah.
but that motherfucker's not in the band. He's not going down playing.
He's the guy who's cussing the band out, criticizing the band as if they had a role to play in the ship going down.
Yeah, Mourinho's like pushing women and children out the boat and getting on. And it's like,
while also being the iceberg himself.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Calling them mentally weak for drowning.
In freezing waters.
Yeah.
That he pushed them into.
Yeah, he just, that's the only way he can like preserve the legend of Mourinho is by not accepting any blame, and it's their fault, not mine. Hire me someone else, please, because it's not me. But that's not how it works.
Apparently, there is some talk about the Roma owner not being happy and Mourinho's job being under threat. I don't know how much of that is true, but
I mean, the results haven't been great. I haven't been following, but it's the stuff that I'm hearing. Let me look at the. Was that a league game or was that a cup game?
No, it was a league game. That was the league game, and it would have been great for their. They're trying to get to the top 4. Mm-hmm. This would have been amazing for Roma if they'd won it. And they had it. Like they were 3-1 up.
How come a typical Mourinho team didn't like just batten down the hatches? Like when he was winning at Chelsea, they'd go up and then they just shut down shop.
Because he doesn't have or at least he isn't the kind of coach anymore. Like he doesn't. He's finding it difficult to execute those ideas that worked for him in the past. Whether that be a combination of the level of players he has, or him as a coach, like his tactics being a little out of touch.
Right.
But
they're 6th right now, and they have 32 points. They're 4 points behind Juventus, who's 5th.
They're 9 points off top 4. So
I think it's more. Let's see. 32 from 49.
Yeah. So, and Atlanta have a game in hand. So.
Yeah. Oh, you mean from top 9 points off top 4? My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll Inter's like out of sight. Like don't even worry about Inter. Don't even worry about AC Milan.
Maurizio Sarri isn't doing that great either at Lazio.
I mean, that's your boy. All right.
Yeah.
Is there? I'm trying to think. Is there anything else to cover? In the Premier League coming up.
I just got to know that apparently there's a lot of Chelsea fans who've ordered this huge consignment of Champions League balloons, and they plan to take them to the Man City game and blow it up there.
Oh, shit.
And have the whole place go up in Champions League trophy balloons.
I wouldn't do that. Oh, that's a bad idea. That's
surely. Oh no, carry on.
I mean,
I think it's shithousery I can respect.
It's you're going up a team that's in form, and you're gonna piss them off about a famous loss. And what
are they gonna do? Beat us? Like they're supposed to beat us anyway.
Yeah, that guarantee. Like, listen, this is normally the other team's coach gives the other team locker board material to motivate the team. If these fans go do that,
I don't think Pep's team at City right now is that kind of team. I mean, they're not that hard, I will show you kind of team. They're the kind of team who stay ahead and who go ahead and they stay ahead.
I don't know, man. This is the team that chased down Liverpool, who wouldn't lose, and then passed them. And then this team is hard as nails. Yeah, they don't be like punching people in the face.
No, that team had David Silva. That team had Kun Aguero. That team had Vincent Kompany.
You just mentioned David Silva is one of the softest players like ever. He's not a hard man.
But you're in the league for all these years. You have a certain amount of leadership. Like right now in the City team, is Foden gonna give that Braveheart speech?
But I don't think you need those balloons is the Braveheart speech. like they see those balloons. Oh, you want to play, motherfuckers? Okay.
I'll take my chances, like, and try and rattle them a little bit.
How is that gonna rattle them?
I think it can get under their skin. And I think like we need every little bit of help possible against the City team.
I don't know. That's going to inspire them, not you. But good luck. I think
we're going to talk about
it.
Newcastle, surely, for losing to Cambridge.
Oh, yeah.
Moneybags Newcastle, losing to the League One team.
With Trippier in the lineup.
Oh, so university town, like who?
There's a rumor today that they're about to sign Chris Wood from Burnley.
Yeah.
I thought it was a done deal.
I like Chris Wood, but he's the sort of player they could have signed pre-takeover.
Mm-hmm. I think they're just trying to make sure they don't go down.
I think reality is kind of hitting them. They've kind of like, you look at who have they got? Trippier, I think, was a go because, but again, at that price, maybe not.
Yeah, they need a striker though, because Wilson's out now for like 2 months or something, 2 or 3 months.
And they want to make sure they don't go down. You might as well buy it from a rival and see if you can hurt their chances. And I mean, he's only scored 3 goals in the league, but it's a player that plays hard. And I heard they released his release clause, so it's like you'd wonder why Burnley would sell someone
exactly,
for them, but they hit his release clause, which is only 20 mil.
Yeah, so they're not really handing Burnley that much money, and also he'll be a great striker in the Championship next season for them. So hopefully.
Lee, do you think you guys are now safe?
I mean, never say never. I don't think we're completely out of the woods, but it's definitely a big step in the right direction.
You're 11th, baby.
I mean, you have 5 more wins than what the supercomputer predicted.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that there will be 3 teams worse than us. But yeah, I mean, until it's actually mathematically safe, I never get too confident with us. But I think we're looking at like Norwich, Burnley, and then either Newcastle or Watford, probably. Depending on whether these Newcastle signings work out.
So
I think Brentford should have enough to avoid it. Leeds should have enough to avoid it. I don't know who else is down there.
How about Everton?
Right now.
Everton, they're below you.
Yeah, Everton should have enough to get out of there as well. So
I mean,
I think it's really out of those. In my head, it's out of those 4 teams.
Yeah, I agree. And because the gap between Newcastle and Leeds is 8 points, which I think is pretty significant at this stage. And Watford is just 2 points away from Newcastle, but they have 2 games in hand. So, 1 game in hand.
Watford just lost 5 games in a row.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
It's like all red L's. When you look at the PremierLeague.com. And their next game is Newcastle. That's huge this Saturday. I might just watch that just for the heck of it. Like, and I feel like Watford plays better than Newcastle.
Yeah.
But
I think Watford are missing a couple of guys for the African nations as well.
Yeah.
I think Emmanuel is maybe not there. Truce Decon is not there. So that's 2 like big players for them. So yeah.
That's going to be another thing. Like, the AFCON impact is going to be, it's going to start from this game week.
So Liverpool is playing who? We just talked about. So Arsenal does have a chance against Liverpool.
Yeah, no Mane, no Salah.
No Mane, no Salah, right? So they got a decent shot. And then
Liverpool play Brentford on the Sunday.
And they tied Brentford with Mane and Salah last time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And
we've softened Brentford up for them though.
Hilarious. Lee after a 4-1 smashing, just feeling himself.
Yeah.
Hey, I need to enjoy these moments when they come. They're not often.
I feel you.
I was looking at actually the form chart, and yeah, we're really suffering.
Who's we?
Chelsea. I didn't realize we have just 1 win in 5.
In all competitions?
Or... No, in the Premier League, last 5. There was just 1 win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's been 4 draws and 1 win.
4 draws, yeah. So we need to, I mean, both Chelsea and Liverpool need to beat Man City to even have any sort of an outside chance at the league title.
Yeah.
But
some of your draws, though, like some were good draws, some are bad draws. Like coming from behind to draw against Chelsea, against Liverpool was a good draw, but then fucking up against Brighton was a bad draw.
Yeah, I think the Brighton one, I mean, considering the circumstances of that COVID thing and the fact that everybody seemed like so tired, I'm more mad at the Everton and the Wolves draws.
Yeah. I mean, Wolves is tough. Brighton is tougher than Wolves. So I'm not mad at you for what Brighton took from you.
But yeah, we need a win. Although I will say the Liverpool and the Tottenham game were the first 2, like we played good games, 2 games in a row, and we haven't always been able to say that in the last month or so, since December. So yeah, some things are improving. We're not losing.
Hilarious. Well, all right, guys. We want to make Lee safely finish his drive, and enjoy it. Just sit back and marinate in the sweet 4-1-ness of your win against Burnley. Appreciate you coming on after your show, taking us for this drive. And Neil,
thanks for keeping me company.
You're welcome, fam.
Wait, are you almost home now?
Oh no, I've got like
5 hours left.
I got like an hour or so left. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
That is just crazy. I thought the whole point of being in the UK is you can get to anywhere in a couple of hours.
You can mostly, but like I live right in the south, and obviously Manchester's quite it's quite a trip. But luckily, it was a good show. It was worth the drive. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun up there. Manchester's got a really cool scene. So yeah, it's always fun. Shows up there.
Yeah. Plus, you got a flying car, so fuck it. You know what I mean? Neil, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bad luck against both your games this week.
I really want to do this picture with Lee still in the car.
I hope you all think of. Oh yeah. I mean, we'll sign off.
We'll sign off. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to our producer Aaron Brungardt for putting this together. Be safe out there. Everybody, thank you for listening. Like and subscribe or leave comments on iTunes if you like the podcast and stuff like that. We should have some giveaways soon or something. And we'll ask some questions and stuff, so we'll figure all that out. But thank you all for listening. And
Thanks, guys.
I'll take that.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hold on, Neil. Actually, if you retake it, I'll turn my big light on for a second.
Oh, okay.
That one.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Lee, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just give you a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. All right, got it. Perfect.
Now
you're looking straight up ahead, so nobody can put this up. Don't worry.
Now we got proof that Lee was riding dirty. All right,
hey,
guys.
Technically, I was stationary when that picture was taken.
Yeah, the car was doing that. Yeah, the car is driving. Keep your eyes on the road. All right, y'all.
All right, guys.
All right, Brungardt. Peace,
All right.
guys.
See ya.
All right. Cheers, everyone. Thanks.
Peace, man. Be
Yes.
safe.